Have you ever been in a situation where you really had to pee, but just couldn't go? Well, here's a big question. Can holding it in cause any problems? The urine, which is the waste filtered from our blood by the kidneys, travels through the ureters to a storage tank called the bladder. This bladder is an organ that can stretch like a balloon. When about 150 to 200 milliliters of urine fills the bladder, it sends a message to the brain saying,
"Hurry to the bathroom, it's time to pee."
But if you ignore that signal and don't go, the bladder keeps filling. 300 milliliters, 400, 450 milliliters. By the time it reaches around 500 milliliters, your bladder gets more serious and says,
"Please, you really need to go now."
But if you still don't go, the bladder keeps stretching and getting bigger to hold the urine. What if it reaches up to 1,000 milliliters? That's 1 whole liter. Holding that much can make the bladder burst. But don't worry, this rarely happens because before that, your body sends stronger, uncomfortable signals. And when you get those signals, you'll finally go and pee. When we hold our pee, a muscle called the urethral sphincter at the bottom of the bladder stays tightly closed. It works like a water tap, so no urine can leak out. But when we decide to pee, the brain tells this muscle to relax and let the urine flow out. When we hold our pee for too long, we're basically squeezing that muscle really tight. This constant pressure can damage how that muscle works. It can also mess with the signals between our bladder and brain, throwing off the whole system. When you hold your pee for too long, some urine might remain in the bladder even after you go. Warmth, moisture, and waste create a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. This can lead to a urinary tract infection. If this infection slowly spreads up to your kidneys, well, you don't want to imagine the consequences. Other problems can happen if you hold your pee for too long. You might start feeling like you need to pee frequently, even if your bladder isn't full. Sometimes you might leak urine unexpectedly when you laugh or cough, and in some cases, you might find it hard to completely empty your bladder. For more cool 3D explanations, hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments.